Good. This is our all levels nice yoga practice to get us moving for this Friday afternoon. So we get to start seated and just drop in. What does that mean? It means to tune inward, to turn inwards, and just start to notice. Notice and acknowledge where you are right now in this space. You're popping in and out. And we are going to just sit. Sit, close your eyes or look down. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. So one way that we can make ourselves a little bit more present in this moment is to think for a moment, where am I? Where exactly am I? On a yoga mat, in a room, in a house or a studio or someplace. Where are you? Where am I? Start small. I am in my body. I am in my room. I am in my house. I'm in this building, on this street, this city, this state, and outward and outward. And we can come back in, back to your house, your room, your body. Our breath is in and out through the nose. And we take one more deep breath and let it go. Then open your eyes. If they're not yet, open your eyes. Look over your right shoulder. Check it out. And look over your left shoulder. Back to the center, look up. And look down. And then rock your head side to side, right to left. Working out any stiffness, tightness in the neck and the shoulders. Get back to the center. Take some big shoulder rolls, just taking those shoulders up, back, and down. And then do this. Give your shoulders a big squeeze up, and then fully relax, let go. One more time, just squeeze them up, create tension. Then release that tension, let go. Good job. Open those arms out to the side. Sitting in a comfortable place, so that could be cross legs or on the heels. We're going to flip the palms up, press the thumbs back open, and then keep reaching back. Arch the back, puff the chest out, look up, then round the back, reach forward. Doing that again, reach back, open up, palms up, open to receiving. Exhale, pull forward, belly in, chest caved in. Engage the abs. One more time, open up wide. Exhale, reach forward. Sit up tall. Let go, hands on the knees. One breath in and out. Take that right hand, reach way up. Slide the left hand down on the mat as you extend and crawl the left hand a little farther for a side bend. Bend the top elbow a little bit, look up. Keep reaching. And then switch sides. Take that right hand down. Left arm reaches up. Crawl the right hand on the mat. Bend the elbow of the top hand. Reach the elbow back, look up past that forearm. Then we add a little bit more movement here. Instead of coming back up, take the left hand forward, making a circle. Circle it around. And let's do that circle a few times. The right and the left side, like a nice, mellow, rhythmic dance. But it doesn't have to be that smooth. Just do what you can do today. Meet yourself where you are. And then reach both hands up and bring the hands down to your hearts. Pause right here, setting an intention. Or a thought of gratitude at this time. Okay, then we rock forward, take the hands down, lift up onto the knees, hands and knees. Good. Everyone still with me, maybe? I think so, okay, good. Arch the back, look up, round the back and look down, tuck the chin. Do that again, keep going. And then bring it back to a neutral position, walking the hands forward a little bit more until you lengthen into this modified plank pose. So you've got a long line from crown of the head to the knees, and the hands are under the shoulders. Okay, so we give ourselves this press into the hands, a little arch in the back, finding that baby up dog, and then lift through those hips and sit back to child's pose. And we'll do that nice movement a few times. Shift forward, hands and knees, lengthen out, a little bit of a shoulder roll, chest opening, and then back to child's pose. Do it again. We want to find a place that feels smooth and fluid, just like that breath, in through the nose, out through the nose. And let's do one more, back and forth. This time tucking those toes under. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet a couple times. Then walk the hands back to meet the feet. Bend the knees just slightly. Relax in the head. Grab the elbows, opposite elbows, as you add that sway side to side. A nice release. Surrender in order to receive. We must let go in order to pick up more. So let go of the stress, the tension, the tightness. And bring with you flexibility, openness, joy, and gratitude. Bring the hands down to the floor. Bend the knees. Roll yourself up. Standing pose. Good. Shoulders roll back. Now we're in this standing position. Keep the feet about hip distance or so. I'm going to face you, but do what you need to do. So toes turn out slightly. Palms down, bend the knees. We're going to add a little more breath work here. So the hands come down to the thighs. Draw the hands up to the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. And then press them forward and down. This Tai Chi style-ish movement. I do not pretend to be an expert at Tai Chi. I might ask Niles for some pointers or which teachers to go to. All right, let's just take one more nice fluid breath up and in, and then reach the hands forward, extend them, keep them out there, let the wrist grow loose. Bent knees, kind of like a zombie, but prettier than that. Take an inhale, reach the hands up, brushing high. Exhale, bend the knees, hands come down. Inhale, reach up, lift up. Exhale, we go down. just into this nice little squat. So nothing too deep. Keep the chest lifted. Weights in the heels. Do that one more time, down to the center. Reach up. And then take the hands together and to your heart. Good, step the feet a little closer together. And we'll work some sun salutations from the back of our mat. So hands at the heart, gaze is forward, feet are rooted, shoulders are soft. Reach up as you inhale, maybe add that little back bend. Exhale, hands through the heart center as you hinge forward and fold. Lengthen into this half lift. Hands on the shins, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands down and walk the hands forward. Lengthen out into a full plank pose. You might even step the feet back. Take the knees down. Bend the elbows, hugging everything in, lower to your belly. Cobra pose, point the feet, press into the hands just gently to lift the chest and the gaze. Back down to the floor. Press into the hands, go to hands and knees. Child's pose, sit back. Keep the hands extended. Shift forward, tuck the toes under down dog. Take one deep breath and let it go. Exhale. Walk the hands back to the feet. Roll yourself up, bend the knees, and rise up. Arms, hands face forward, palms face forward again. Reach up. And then hands down the center of the body, fold forward. We're going to do this a few more times, same as what we just did. Half lift, inhale. Walk the hands forward like an inchworm. Plank pose from your knees or your toes, lower to the ground. Pressing into the hands, hug the elbows in and lift the heart. Take a deep breath in. Exhale back down. Pressing to hands and knees, we'll lift child's pose, sit back. Reach long, extend through the back of the crown of the head. Shift forward again, down and facing dog, lift the hips up and back. Walk the hands back to meet the feet. Roll yourself up, bent knees, rise. Reach up overhead. Connect the hands and lower hands through the heart. Half lift, inhale. Walk the hands forward. Last time, same series. Lower to the ground. Cobra pose, inhale. Back to your belly and chest, down. Child's pose, lift up, sit back. And then downward facing dog. This time, walk the feet forward to the top of the mat, just behind the hands. Bend the knees a little deeper, fold in a little deeper too. So you can grab behind the legs, maybe you're grabbing the ankles as you lengthen through the neck and try to get the head towards the floor. Bent knees so that you feel, like your back is not feeling too pulled. Then bend the knees deeper. Let's roll it up or walk the hands up the legs. And there we have it. Were our sun salutations. Right away, I'm going to have us work on a little bit of balance. Balance has been a very tricky thing these past few months, especially if we've taken some time off. So you're going to ground down through, pick a leg. I've got my right leg, ground down. Lift the left foot, take it into the inner thigh. We've got tree pose. So you can go up the leg on the calf, up to the thigh. Whoop. And your hands can be wherever comfortable or helping you balance, together at your hips. So avoiding this little bump of the hip, bring that in, press that knee back, hips face forward. Tree pose. You can take those arms and open them wide. We did this in the beginning. Let's do this here too. Open, flip the palms so the thumbs are up. Then squeeze, reaching back. Try this. Tree pose, cat and cow, reach forward. Belly hugs in just a little bit, not as much as when we were seated. Again, reach back, reach forward. One more time, open and close. Open those arms, lift the knee up, place that foot down. All is well in the world. Okay, other side, ground down through other foot. For me, it's left leg. Turn that knee out to the side. Bring it up, placing your hands wherever works to keep that balance. Then open those arms up to the sides. You're gonna try this front and back motion. Open those arms, little back bend. Reach forward. So from the side view, reach back, tiny back bend, open, palms up. Exhale forward. One more time. Back and forward. Inhale back to our tree pose, arms out. Lift the knee, lift the hands, and place it down. Good. Now we go into step wide. So step back into a wide leg position. So you might be facing me or on the long edge of the mat looking at me. We'll take our right toes, face the back of, well, wherever, one of the sides of the mat. So right toes turn, right knee bends, hips level. We've got warrior two. So the left heel, left blade of the foot is pressing down, whichever side of the mat's fine, the right foot. Right knee is bent. Open the arms. Warrior two. This is a great pose just to feel, to hold, feel, see what's going on. You can even close the eyes, gazing over the front fingers. Okay, feel that power. Flip the palms. Flip the palms again. Thumbs back, not a back bend, but just to soften the shoulders. Give it a big shoulder roll, even. Good, and then re-flip so the palms are facing down. Good, straighten that front leg. Keep it there. Left hand goes down the back leg. Right arm reaches up, palm facing the back of where you're at, and extend and reach. So you've got this side bend with straight legs. Then lifting back up to the star position. Keep the legs as they are. Rebend that right knee. Elbow goes down to your thigh. Left arm reaches up, side angle. And we hold a few breaths in each of these poses. Good, take a big arm circle. Left hand reaches forward, down and around. Rise back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, pivot to the other side. So keep it easy, side to side. Back heel, that right heel now, the farthest point from your body, bending into the left knee. Hips stay level. What tends to happen is this. So we want to bring that down. Here we go. Press into the pinky toe of the left foot and look beyond the left fingers, the front fingers. Squeeze the heels together. Feel the legs activate and get stronger. So even though yoga is sometimes seen as a gentle, nice, relaxing thing, we can still build a lot of strength in a few of these poses, these active poses. Lots of different styles of yoga. We can even input a lot of different styles into one class. Okay, close the eyes if you would like, looking beyond the left fingertips. Keep that right hand at shoulder height. Okay, then straighten that front, oh, just kidding. Flip the palms, let's do this first. Reach back, give it a big shoulder roll, and then unflip the hands, palms down. Now straighten that front leg, keep the legs as they are. They're a little wider maybe than you typically would have. Right hand goes down, left hand goes up. Extend, it's a reverse triangle of sorts. So feel a little side bend in that left side, rib cage opening, core activating to support that lift up. Good, then we lift back up to warrior two, rebend in that left knee. Take the left elbow to your thigh, right arm straight up, side angle. Okay, lifting back up to warrior two, rise like someone's pulling a string on your right hand, straighten the front leg, turn the toes to the long edge of the mat, hands go behind the back. Interlace the fingers, feet parallel to each other, press the palms together, look up, and then we fold it down. Hands behind you, they can be grabbing the hands or the wrists. Release the hands down to the floor. Lengthen through the back, lifting about halfway or so. Keep the right hand down and activate, reach up, left hand reaches up, activating that twist. This wide leg, forward fold, twist. Crown of the head still reaching forward. And then switch it. Left hand goes down, right arm goes up, twist. And then take that hand back down to the floor. Bend to the right knee bends, walk the hands over to the side. So it's a little side lunge here. We can turn the toes just slightly, bending into that right knee. Just feel the side, the hips, the glutes start to activate to support you in this position. You can also take the right elbow to the knee and come upright a little bit more. And then switch sides. Press into the bent knee foot, to that right foot, and then bend the other knee, shifting to the other side. Hands might be on the floor or elbow to your thigh. Getting this inner thigh right here and some strength in the bent knee, the leg of the bent knee. Okay, back to center, both legs straight. Turn the toes again, fold forward. I'm going to continue this little back and forth or side to side motion without vinyasa, so without the flow in between. We're going to walk the hands over to the right, pivoting all the way into a lunge. Back knee comes down, hands stay on the inside of that right leg, right foot. Good. Pressing into the hands. You can always add some blocks or books or something to help support, get the ground a little bit higher from the floor. But keep those hands in line with that front arch of the foot. And then try maybe lifting the knee or keeping it down. So it's up to you sort of where you want to play here, but we'll keep the right shoulder and the right knee next to each other. I got to turn a little bit here. So from this inside low lunge, let's take that right hand to the outside of the foot so we adjust a little bit. And then walk the hands up to the thigh and just hold it in this kneeling lunge. Hands on the thigh. You can even press forward to lift a little more in the back. Hips pressing forward and down. All right, one breath up, reach up, both hands. Straighten that front leg, hips come back, hands to both sides of that right foot, right leg. Straight leg, pull the toes back, half splits. Okay, bend into that right knee again, tuck the back toes under. Step the back foot in about halfway or so, keeping a little bend in the right knee. We're going to slowly start to straighten the legs to our pyramid pose. Walk the hands up to the shin, then to the thigh, then to the hips, and we rise up. Good. Turn. Other side, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. Let's go wide legs again, reach long. Interlace the hands behind you, fingers press down and together. Fold forward. Again, same thing we just did a little earlier. And then release the hands down to the floor. Lift up just halfway or just partially to help you walk it over to the left side. Pivot on the left heel. Back heel picks up, knee comes down. We'll do this low lizard lunge. Again, up to you if you want the knee down or start to explore or play around with this pose. So you can go knee up. Even the forearms could come down, but our hands are on the inside of the foot right now. Good, then take that left hand to the outside of the foot, maybe heel toe that foot in just a little. Walk the hands up to the thigh. If we need to scooch back a little so it's more 90 degrees, that works too. Just keep pressing the hips forward and pushing downward. Be mindful of that back knee. You might need an extra cushion. Good, and then take both hands, reach up. They flow right back down, straighten that leg, pull the left toes back, half splits. Keep trying to lengthen through the back. So rather than create round, try to drop the chest. Good, shifting forward, come out of that, bend the left knee. Right toes tuck under, step about halfway forward. Back heel comes down, straight-ish, actually bent knees is fine. We'll walk the hands then up to the shin, up to the thigh. Hands on the hips, straighten the legs. Rise up and turn. Now bring the feet a little closer together. And you can be wherever you would like to be on the mat here, on the top of the mat or in the middle like I am. Toes turn out, reach up. And take your hands down as you bend the knees into this yogi squat. And you might be a little higher or lower. Your heels may be up or down. Just find this hip opening, spine lengthening, malasana pose or yogi squat. Now, of course, if you would like to play around with a crow pose or arm balance, a low one, that's cool. You can do that, or we'll stay here for a couple more breaths. So that crow pose option is to take the hands down, lift the heels, wide knees, elbows bent, look forward. We lift one toe or two toes off the mat. But again, it does not bring you any closer to enlightenment. It's just something that some people like to do, crow pose. And we'll come back to our yogi squat. Hands come down, lengthen the legs, heel toe those feet together, and slowly rolling yourself up to a standing pose. Now we're going to come back down to our mat. So step to the top of the mat, wherever that was for you. That was over here for me, actually. So we'll make our way down through that flowing sun salutation highway. Palms down, reach up, inhale. Exhale, hands through the heart as you fold it down. Half lift, inhale. Step your feet back, plank pose. Walk the feet back, shift forward, take the knees down, lower to your belly. Cobra pose, inhale. Exhale back down. Pointed feet, toes together. Lift the hands and knees, sit back on the heels, widen the knees. And that's it, we're in child's pose. We're gonna roll back up to sit on the heels and bring the legs around. Okay, so come back to this seated pose, facing me. Hey everyone. Let's take the feet together, knees open wide. So much like our yogi squat, we are preparing a little bit more for this pose. So grabbing those feet, take a deep breath in, hug the elbows in, and lean forward just a little. Doesn't have to be a lot. You feel the lean forward help those knees open. If you feel like your knees are really high today, you might sit on something like a block or a pillow or a cushion. Good, then lift back up. We're gonna take the knees up, legs forward. Actually, we'll do it this way. So legs forward, right? So they're about hip distance apart. Hands behind your back, press into the feet. Lift the hips. Knees stack over the ankles. Not for very long though. We'll come back down. It was just like one breath. Extend a leg, pick a leg. I've got my left leg extended. The opposite ankle comes on top of right above the knee, so above the quad. So you've got this figure four position. And you're welcome to stay in this figure four here, pressing the knee down or trying to get that down, hands behind your back and leaning forward. That might be a bit on the hamstring. And so if you want more hip activation or stretch here, bend the straight leg and bring the figure four towards your body. Press into the hands to sit up taller. Okay, so from this pose, this figure four, seated figure four, heading into a twist. So the foot that's on top, we place it down to the floor, giving it a little pivot here. Pivot. You also feel it in the glutes and the hip. We're gonna hug that knee that's on top and look towards that same direction. So past that back shoulder, twisting towards that bent knee leg that you're hugging. And then untwist that, come back to where we came from, hands down, lift the legs. Good, hold a little bit more, sit just a bit taller. And if the leg is bent, we'll start to straighten it. So if your leg is straight, keep it there. Now walk it forward once more. Feel the hamstring and lift up. Switch sides. Other leg straight, other ankle on top of the knee. Again, check in to see what we want to go for today. You can stay with straight leg, a little bend, or a lot more bend, seated figure four. And then going to that twist. The foot that's on top is going to pivot, take the foot down. The knee that is up, hug it with the opposite arm. And one hand goes to the base of the back as you turn and look back past the shoulder. Good, and unwind, untwist. We're going to lift back up to that figure 4 position, and then walk that bottom leg straight. Sit up tall, fold forward, or lean for a moment. Good, and then lift up out of it. Take the leg off, so both legs forward, and take wide legs, not too wide, just a little wider for the opposite sensation of what we just felt. So rolling those inner thighs inward just a little bit. Start to tilt the pelvis forward, sit taller, heels rooted, toes up, and then hands down the center. So at what point do you want to stop is up to you, of course. Good, then lift your body back up, crawl it up, walk it up. Bring the legs together. We're going to start a little process of fully cooling down and relaxing. So take the toes to the top of the mat, reach forward, roll yourself down, shoulders down, head down and heavy. Hug the knees in. When you get there, hug those knees to your chest and rock side to side, or make circles in that lower back. Then place the feet down about hip distance or so, heels towards your backside. Palms down next to the feet. Press into the heels to lift those hips. Squeeze the shoulders together. Lift a little higher or stay at the point that feels good for you. Keep your gaze upwards as to not compromise the neck at all. This is bridge pose. And that slow descent, release that. Get the shoulders a little wider apart, hips down. Heels out to the edges of the mat, so a little wider. And take those knees side to side. The knees back up. Feet heel toe together. Let's take those knees wide again. Reclined bound angle. You can place your hands on your belly. Start to really feel that breath, or hands by your side. A gentle opening of those hips. Take those knees back up. Legs then will go straight up above the hips. This is like the most perfect fall season pose, is legs up the wall. It's a great way to practice releasing and letting go. So just stay here. Just stay here. It might be easier said than done, but it's a simple enough pose. You could even use a wall behind your legs. And staying here even for like 5, 10, even 15 minutes can be really beneficial and relaxing. Good, and bend those knees. Give them one more little squeeze in. Take both knees down to the right side or the left side, pick a side. Just a couple breaths in a supine twist. So bring the knees down to one side. Extend the opposite arm. Good, and then switch sides. Lift the knees. That's it, just a few breaths. Switch to the other side, twist it. And then back to the center. Knees hug in. And then find your way into your favorite position for Savasana. So Savasana can be legs extended, feet full open, or cross leg, or knees open, knees closed. Whatever's comfy, and you can even grab a blanket or something to cover your eyes, or socks or a sweater. So this last longer holding pose, longest holding pose, we allow ourselves to surrender in body and mind. Relax the shoulders, close the eyes. Let everything in your body grow heavy. Maintain a simple, fluid breath in and out through the nose, helping guide you to relaxation. When you have a thought come into the mind and pass through, allow it to pass and let go. No holding on to thoughts, to efforts, to anything right here. Remember where you are. I am here. I am now. It is now. And allow that to fully relax your body and mind.
All right, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Take a deep breath in. Let it go. Reach your hands overhead. And then bend the knees, roll onto your side, and press up to your seated pose. We've made it to the finale, but this is really, honestly, just like the beginning of our lifelong yoga journey practice. So next up, we take our lessons from our mat into the world. So sitting up nice and tall, tuning in, again, inward, and also connecting with each other by reaching those hands up together. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down to your heart. Leave them there. Thumbs press in, one more breath. And let that exhale go. Thank you so much for joining in our Friday afternoon yoga practice. Have a wonderful weekend. Namaste.